Hi guys, it's Bella and welcome back to my channel. Cannot believe I'm even making this video, but we are officially doing our end of the year TBR video. We are officially in the month of December and I still have a reading goal to hit, okay? When I went into 2024, I set my goal at 100 books and little did I know that I was going to literally reach that goal in May. So this is my current stats of my reading goal. I've slowed down a little bit over the course of the last 2 months, so I have a lot to read in the month of December if I want to get even remotely close to hitting 250. I think I can do it. It's the cozy month. It's the sitting reading a book while it's freezing outside month, so I think I can do it. Over the last few months I've done a lot of TBR jar picks my reads, I've done scratch off cards, but this month I decided to just go through my physical TBR and pick out a handful of books that I want to read and just, you know, choose what I want to read this month. Whether or not I actually read these books though, that's where we're maybe not. But if you want to see the books that I picked for myself to read by the end of 2024, just keep on watching and subscribe to my channel if you like book content, and let's just get right into it. Starting off the month with Until I Get You by Claire Contreras. I have heard a lot of things about this book. It is a stalker romance, I believe. He was the projected #1 pick in the NHL draft and fan favorite, except for the girl, Lila. She didn't look at him like he was anything special, was ignored and pushed away. And because she became completely unattainable, he became obsessed. So I think it's college stalker romance vibes, and I haven't read like a dark romance like this in quite a while, so I figured, you know what? This would be a good month to read it. So, first book to read by the end of the year. Next is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I've read 2 of Grady's books before and they're always around 3 stars for me, but I picked this up at Barnes because I just like the cover. So hopefully I enjoy this, because anything paranormal, like, really, I just don't like. I think it's really cheesy, but I have good hopes for this, and it was actually on sale today for Black Friday when I'm filming, and I bought it on my Kindle for like $1. So adding this to the TBR. Next is The Maidens. I loved The Silent Patient so much. It's one of my first thriller-ish reads that I've read when I started my book journey, and it remains to be one of my favorites. And I also liked The Fury, so I'm excited to read The Maidens. I think this was Alex's first book. I'm excited though. I don't really know anything about it. I want to kind of go into it blind, so I don't have any preconceived ideas about it, but I'm excited to read another one of his books. Next is Blood Marked by Tracy Dion. I just finished Legendborn, which I didn't love. I think I gave it 3 stars. It didn't get me, like, it didn't hook me, and I kind of struggled. I'm kind of in a reading slump this month, and it was really hard for me to get through my books, which if you watched my wrap up from the month of November, I talk about it in there. But I do have this awesome special edition from Barnes & Noble, but I'm going to try to read this. This is the 2nd book, and I know the 3rd one, I think it's called Oathbound, comes out soon. Next is Immortal Dark, and this one came out pretty recently, I think, and I bought it just because of the sprayed edges. It says, "No soul can enter without an invitation." I think it's giving like Caraval Phantasma vibes. A lost heiress, a soulless vampire, a secret drenched in blood. Our main character has to infiltrate the elite Uxley University. Oh, looks like there's... All I'm reading is human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister disappears, she is convinced a vampire stole her. Okay, this sounds really good. I'm definitely excited to read this. This is a book that I've had on my TBR for months. It's one of my book of the month books I got and just didn't read. It's called Listen for the Lie. It's a thriller. I've been so obsessed with thrillers recently. It's like the only books that I can get through during my little slump. Lucy and Savvy, Savvy's a really cool name, were the golden girls of their small Texas town. Pretty and smart. Lucy married a dream guy with a big ring and even bigger house. Savvy was a social butterfly, loved by all, and if you can believe the rumors, especially popular with the men in town. But after Lucy is found wandering the streets, covered in her best friend Savvy's blood, everyone thinks that she's a murderer. It's been years since that horrible night, a night Lucy can't remember anything about, and she has since moved to LA and started a new life. but now the new hit true crime podcast, Listen for the Lie, and its good-looking host, Ben Owens, have decided to investigate Savvy's murder for the show's second season. Lucy is forced to return to the place she vowed never to set foot in again to solve her best friend's murder, even if she is the one who did it. The truth is out there if we just listen. This sounds really good. I'm excited to read this, and yeah. Nothing like the movies. This has been on my TBR for the last 2 or 3 months. I just can't get myself to pick it up. I didn't hear amazing things about it, but I want to try to get through it this month, because if I don't get through this book, I will never get through it, and it will sit on my freaking shelf for months and months and months, and I do not want that to happen. So this is a sequel. It's better than the movies, which I loved, and I know that our couple, Liz and Wes, break up, and I think this is him trying to get her back. Howl's Moving Castle. I'm so excited about this. I actually just got this on my Kindle as well, so I have this really gorgeous Fairy Loot cover edition, but I'm probably gonna read it on my Kindle because I'm obsessed with my Kindle right now, and that's like all I want to read on. I know it's about a moving castle. Character Sophie attracts the unwelcome attention of the Witch of the Waste, who puts a curse on her. Determined to make the best of things, Sophie travels to the one place where she might get help, the moving castle, which hovers on the nearby hills. Actually kind of a shorter book, so I'm excited to read this. I mean, I've just heard amazing things about this story for years and years and years and years. Everyone loves it, so I'm really excited to read it, hopefully in December. The next book is Air, and this was in my Fairy Loot box for the month of October, I believe, and this is a fun YA fantasy book. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but I know that it follows 3 people, an orphan, an outcast, and a prince, and I started reading this in November. I only read 3 chapters, but each chapter so far has been by the different perspective of the person, so it's been 3 people's point of view so far, but I'm excited to read this. I think it's gonna be a fun fantasy. Fantasy and thrillers are like the only thing that I can read when I'm in a slump. Everything else, there's literally no point. I don't know if I'm being optimistic by putting this on my TBR for this month, but I decided to do it anyway. Red Rising. This will be my first sci-fi book outside of Star Wars, really, that I will be attempting to read. I have the whole collection on my shelf, so I'm excited to try to read this. It's not even a long book. It's like 350 pages. It's also on sale for Black Friday. If you got it, you know. So it's on my Kindle. It's sitting there ready to be read, and hopefully I can do this, okay? Hopefully I can do it. I have 2 more books. First is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, and I just read Next to You, which was cute, but I didn't love it. It wasn't like crazy, but I've heard really good things about this book, so I'm excited. It's about a hot one-night stand and an unexpected pregnancy. I'm excited to read a pregnancy trope. I haven't read a pregnancy trope in a long time, honestly, if ever. So I'm excited to read this one. Like I said, I've heard amazing things about it. And then last, Long Live Evil. I actually just started this on my Kindle. I read probably 2 chapters, and I think the premise is so fun. Our main character is about to die, and right before she dies, she's visited by someone who gives her a deal if she wants to be transported into her favorite fantasy story to try to find this missing artifact, I believe, and if she finds it and is successful, she will wake up in her body and be cured of her disease that she's dying from. If she fails, then she will die in the real life. And where I left off, she had just woken up in the fantasy world as one of the villains in the story, and that just sounds so amazing, so fun. I know this was a young adult pick for Barnes & Noble a couple months ago, so I have high hopes about this book, so I'm hopeful that I will read it and finish it by the end of the year. That is all of the books that I'm going to attempt to read in the month of December. November's over, girl. I definitely am going to try to read more than that though, to hopefully hit my goal of 250 books this year. I don't know, we'll see. I can't believe we're already in the month of December. Like, that is so crazy. Definitely subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more book content like this, and subscribe if you want to see my December wrap up, which I'll post in January, to see if I actually completed my reading goal of 250 books. That's so crazy. And I'm definitely going to be putting out a lot of wrap-ups towards the end of this year. Lots of, you know, best books I read, worst books I read, all the books I DNF'd in the year, you know, maybe a tier ranking video. I think that'd be really fun because I read so many books this year. I can't even comprehend it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. And I'll see you guys next time when I post a new video. Bye guys!